Hi ACA family, it's Mrs. Driedger. I teach Bible for grade 8 and social studies for grade 9, 10, 11 and home ec when we're at the school. I've just been enjoying the outdoors and enjoying May long weekend and all the signs of new life around us outside. There are birds singing, neighbors outside working, people just enjoying the day. Our neighbor has a bird that's been making a nest that we've been watching, and he's been very cautious in collecting his materials and making sure that he's building it in a place that's safe. There have been plants coming out of my garden, little stalks for my lily of the valley, and then a couple days later the leaves unfurl, and a couple days later little flower bells come out and they smell super sweet and strong when you walk in that area of the garden. My rhubarb's been coming up. It has little, or actually kind of a large red pod, and you can tell the green leaves are all curled up inside, and then it slowly opens and these curly green leaves pop out and get bigger and bigger. And even on the trees, have tiny leaves right now, and they're kind of yellow-green, and they'll get bigger and darker green, and the canopy of the trees just covers the yard and the park areas. And I was thinking about just grass and flowers that are mentioned in the Bible, some verses that are mentioned. So I'm going to just be talking about 3 of those verses. The first one comes from 1 Peter 1, verse 24, and it says, "The grass withers and the flowers fall, but the word of the Lord endures forever." So it's a contrast between flowers and grass that don't endure, they last for a season or two, and the word of the Lord that endures forever. And Psalm 103, verse 15, also talks about our lives being like flowers that last for a while and then they fall, they fade, and it's the same with our lives on earth. They last for a while, and that compares to God's everlasting mercy and his loving kindness to those who fear him. So it says God's mercy and his loving kindness and his righteousness are to children's children, to those who fear him. So our part is to fear the Lord. Matthew 6, verse 28 talks about how beautiful the flowers are in the field. On Mother's Day, we went up to Nose Creek Park and we were walking around, and there were clumps of crocuses that were growing. It's a first flower of spring. So they come up early and they only grow on grass fields that haven't been turned, that haven't been worked. So it has to be virgin soil. You can't dig it up. You can't even, think you want to dig out that flower and bring it home and try growing it at home. It just doesn't work. They have to stay where they're planted and bloom there. So that verse is talking about how much attention to detail God has put into the flowers, and how much they are even so much more beautiful than King Solomon in his finest robes. And so how much more does God love us? He's taken the time and the detail and the creativity to make fields beautiful, and we are valuable to him. So our role is to chase after him, to seek the Lord, and blessings will be upon us. We'll experience his loving kindness and righteousness. So in these days I was thinking it'd be great for you just to go outside, make a list of all the signs of new life that you see, notice all the new growth, animals, plants, trees, and then think about what are the things that you're doing to fear the Lord, to chase after him, to have a heart that's open to him. And then make a list of the ways that you experience God's blessing, his loving kindness and righteousness to children's children. So even generations after who fear the Lord and honor the Lord will be blessed. So I just want to leave that thought with you today, and I pray for your blessing and your encouragement and just your enjoyment of the new life around you.